Just finished my PGCE at the Institute of Education. Don't know about you guys, but this year has been by far the hardest year of my life. I remember my mum giving me a ring really early on in my PGCE and saying, there's a Radio 4 show you've got to listen to. It's about city folk who've just left the rat race and they're about to embark on PGCEs and they just completed them. They were saying this is the hardest thing that they've ever had to do. So they're hardly known to do. I was petrified, but I managed it. I'm standing here, so did something right, and as you all did as well. Second only to behaviour, I think the thing that I was most nervous about when I embarked on this was I really wanted to push how much I loved physics. I loved physics at school. It was brilliant. It was so good. But I have to say, I was so naughty at school. I was so naughty at school. I truanted all the time, late for my lessons, never did any homework. I was so bad. I did all right though. Managed to get on, physics at the University of Leeds. But I remember this one lesson where I hated my chemistry teacher, and I lit a match, and she thought it was gas, and so we all had to evacuate the science department. It was great. Not just us, the entire science department had to evacuate. It was great. But I did have one teacher, Miss Platt, physics teacher. Amazing. I just remember how wonderful she was. And I just didn't act up because she was fun, she was interesting, she was great. And she really inspired me to do physics at university, to be honest. But got there, didn't have Miss Platt anymore. Didn't quite like physics as much at university as I did at school. We didn't do enough practical stuff for me. But I left university, didn't really know what I wanted to do, sort of did a bit of temping and worked for the Specialist Schools and Academies Trust, which is just over there in Millground Tower. And there were some amazing head teachers there and teachers and heads of department and all that, they just come in to work at the educational charity for a bit. And they really inspired me. They made me think, yeah, teaching is the way forward. And I just thought to myself, I really liked physics at school. Maybe I actually would be quite a good teacher. So I embarked on the PGCE, and I went, oh my god, physics, great. I totally forgot how great it is. It's just such a brilliant subject. You can fit the entire human population, the mass of the entire human population, into the size of a sugar cube. What? Lightning bolts are 3 times hotter than the sun. You all know this, I know this, but sorry, there's things out there called neutron stars that are they've got the mass twice of the sun, squashed into the size of London as a sphere, spinning 30 times a second, and they've got spews of radiation coming out of the top and bottom. I think actually that was the Institute of Physics president that found out about those. Pretty cool. Anyway, but this passion that I now have, it's actually really hard to turn it into inspirational teaching. And you guys all know how hard you've had to work, and I've had to work just as hard, probably a bit harder, because I'm absolutely useless. But I've really turned my inspiration into teaching, and that's partly through the support that I've had from the Institute of Physics, the resources that you've given me, the Practical Physics website. I haven't been paid to say this, I'm just pointing this out. Practical Physics, I don't know if any of you have used it. If you haven't used it, it's amazing. They've got all of the different practicals that you could ever wish for on there. I know we get all bored of the emails that we get from Talk Physics, but Talk Physics, whenever I've got a problem, the email Talk Physics, somebody will send me an email back, all right, thanks for that. I was a bit confused, now I know what I'm doing. Institute of Education, where I did my course. Oh, thank you. I did the PGCE, and there's Steve over there. Steve,
I'm over here, Georgie.
You're over there now. Steve is over there. He was there for me whenever I couldn't get my head around lenses and magnification. He was just like, Georgie, look, it's like this. And then eventually I was like, light bulb, ding. And then Ian, who's standing there with a camera, I think he's filming me, which is really embarrassing. Ian, who was like a really good friend of mine who I met on the PGCE course, where outside of school I could just go, oh, this is so stressful. And he would go, oh, come on, it's all right, I'm going to do the same thing, etc., etc. And it was brilliant. Things like this, where I get to meet you guys, where we get to have a natter and go, I'm really stressed about that, I don't know what I'm doing. And then you go, oh yeah, I'm saying this all right. So it's really, really good. But I do want to just say, lastly, thank you so much for the Institute of Physics for putting on today. Like, it's been fantastic. I don't know about you guys, but my favourite bit was probably seeing all these different experiments where the balloon one with the polystyrene balls, that was really cool, and the rubbed it against the hair, that was so cool. Anyway, yeah, thanks. Right.